Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. For the News First team, I'm Dithmini De Silva. Let's start off with a look at the headlines. Policy interest rates further reduced by 2%. CBSL requests banks and financial institutions to give the benefit to the people. Fitch Ratings further downgrades Sri Lanka's long-term local currency issuer default rating. Why did the country go bankrupt? A Parliament Select Committee appointed to look into the matter. Met Department says showers have reduced in the southwestern parts of Sri Lanka. Moving on to the top story, Fitch Ratings has downgraded Sri Lanka's long-term local currency issuer default rating to C from CC.
The issue ratings on local currency bonds also downgraded E from CC. The long-term foreign currency IDR has been affirmed at RD or restricted default and the country ceiling at B-. The ratings agency statement said, quote, in Fitch's view, the proposed domestic debt optimization will qualify as a distressed debt exchange under their criteria as it entails a material reduction in terms and is needed to avoid a traditional payment default, unquote.
In more local news, a new Parliament Select Committee has been appointed to look into the causes which led to Sri Lanka's bankruptcy and to prepare recommendations. The committee will be chaired by the General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Attorney Sagara Karyawasam. The committee will comprise of 8 MPs and 5 opposition MPs. Meanwhile, Scotland will take on the Netherlands in the Super Sixth leg of the ICC Cricket World Cup qualifier 2023 in Bulawayo later today. After Zimbabwe failed to secure World Cup berth, losing to Scotland on Tuesday, all eyes will be on today's Super Six encounter between Scotland and the Netherlands to determine who will qualify for the ICC World Cup along with Sri Lanka. Cricket fans across Sri Lanka can tune into TV1 to watch the live action of the World Cup qualifiers as MTV MBC, the Champion Network, brings you the very latest of the tournament. Welcome back to the news. Moving on to more local news, Parliamentarian Kabir Hashim questioned the Minister of Power and Energy, Kanchana Wijesekara, regarding petroleum distributors in the country.
There are 3 foreign players in the distribution of petroleum. Apparently there was a performance bond that they had to undertake. Is that correct? Is there a performance bond?
No, there is no performance bond. Once they are given an award, there are conditions that they need to fulfill. So they have 2 companies have already signed the agreements. Once the companies have signed the agreements, they need to go to the BOI, then do the company work there at the BOI. Once the approval process is given through the BOI, then they can start the process here.
source given to those foreign companies without any kind of performance bond or undertaking. Plus, there is an issue about they are retransferring their funds. Earlier, there was an agreement that they cannot change their funds into dollars for a period of time. Apparently, there is some change in that condition subsequently.
So there are conditions, I think explained this in Parliament last time as well. The condition that was changed was with the consultation of the central bank. Earlier condition, Honourable Speaker, was that the funds that are being brought into Sri Lanka should be remaining as rupees in account for a period of 9 months and then transferred into foreign currency after the 9-month period. But the central bank recently suggested that the money that is recovered from the sale of fuel as rupees should be converted immediately into dollars and be kept in account for the next 12 months. So it's only the conversion of rupees into dollars will be allowed immediately, but the repatriation of funds will still remain for 12 months.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka has further reduced policy interest rates.
The Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has decided to reduce the standing deposit facility rate and the standing lending facility rate of the central bank by 200 basis points to 11% and 12% respectively. According to the central bank, the board arrived at this decision following a careful analysis of the current and expected developments, including the faster than envisaged disinflation process and benign inflation expectations in the domestic economy, with the aim of enabling the economy to reach its potential and stabilizing inflation at mid-single digit levels in the medium term while easing pressures in the financial markets. The board expects that with this reduction of policy interest rates by 200 basis points and the reduction of policy interest rates by 250 basis points in early June 2023, along with the significant reduction of risk premia on government securities witnessed recently, the market interest rates, particularly lending rates, will adjust downwards adequately and swiftly.
In more local news, a group of Samurdhi beneficiaries who are facing issues regarding the Aswasuma Welfare Benefit Scheme launched a protest opposite the Madirigiri Divisional Secretariat in Polonnaruwa. People of 42 Gram Niladhari divisions of the Madirigiri Divisional Secretariat joined the protest on Wednesday. The protesters were later given the opportunity to meet the Assistant Divisional Secretary to discuss their concerns. Meanwhile, State Minister of Finance Ranjit Siambalapitiya says responsible state officials will be appointed to look into the appeals made to the Aswasuma Welfare Benefit Scheme.
7,875 appeals have been filed. It is a small amount. We will use the most responsible officials to look into the appeals made because most probably the list they prepare will become the finalized list of names. Therefore, officials who are bound to this duty will be appointed. 5 officers have been appointed to this committee. We have selected officers with special experience to execute this program.
In another headline-making story, according to the Met Department, a slight decrease in the showery conditions can be expected in the southwestern parts of the island from Thursday. The National Building Research Organisation announced that a landslide warning has been issued to the Ahaliagoda Regional Secretariat in Ratnapura district. Apart from that, the landslide warnings issued yesterday afternoon to the Ambagamu and Nuwara Regional Secretariats in Nuwara district are still in effect. Moving on to more local news, the newly crowned Miss California teen Talia Pires met Ambassador Julie Chung on Wednesday. Talia Pires, who was the first Sri Lankan American to be crowned as Miss California Teen, met US Ambassador to Sri Lanka Julie Chung on Wednesday. In a tweet, the US Ambassador said Talia is using her platform to build ties between the US and Sri Lanka in the arts and well beyond. In news overseas, Meta chief Mark Zuckerberg has said that the company's newly launched Threads app claims to outrival Twitter. Mark Zuckerberg has said that the company's newly launched Threads app aims to outrival Twitter. Experts say Threads could attract Twitter users unhappy with recent changes to the platform. Threads, which is not launching in the European Union for now, allows users to post up to 500 characters and has many features similar to Twitter. Zuckerberg said the app passed 5 million sign-ups in its first 4 hours. That's a wrap of the lunchtime news. Join us again at 9 p.m. for primetime news on TV1.